Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today's another YouTuber spotlight, and this one, I'm sure a lot of people that watch my show probably already know who he is, so I'm hoping to reach the people who are just kind of coming into the show, might not be familiar with him. This is the No Swear Gamer. One of my favorite YouTubers. In fact, he's my go-to guy when it comes to I need to figure out how to play a game and I don't have the slightest clue on how to do it or what I'm doing in the game. So usually when I go into my YouTube, I check on YouTube a lot of times for games. I think a lot of us do. It's just easier that way. And, you type in the name of the game, like if it's an Atari game or Nintendo or whatever, you type it in, you're like how to play or something, and usually you get a whole list of YouTubers who are covering these topics. You might even find me in there. I doubt it, but you never know. But you might find someone in there. So you typically look for the YouTubers that you like, or maybe you're looking at the time it takes to watch the video or other factors. And so usually when I see the No Swear Gamer in the list, I click on his video. And there's a reason for that. He's very thorough. I mean, he actually takes the time to play the game, go through all the ins and outs, reads the manual, actually goes through a full-on review of the game. One thing that I don't always do or often do, I usually play games in a different angle. I like to give my little history on it, why I like the game, or my thoughts on it, or how I played it in the past, or whatever. I like to just go running into it head first. It's a different strategy, and I never really consider my gaming videos to be how-to videos or to give you the full-on history of the video. It's more or less, let's just give my take on this game and see how I like it and stuff. Sort of like the way the Atari Creep does his videos. Whereas the No Swear Gamer, he really spends a lot of time. You can tell he actually creates like his videos knowing what he's going to say. He probably scripts them. I don't know. I haven't actually asked him but from what I see, it seems like he does a lot of work and he actually figures what he's going to say, versus me who just kind of jumps in and doesn't know what I'm going to face and how I'm going to deal with the situations or what I'm going to say. I kind of do it that way. Mine's a little bit more raw. And the other thing is his name. It's, the No Swear Gamer. Obviously, he's not going to be cursing and saying a lot of harsh words. Not that I personally care about that, but I know there's a lot of people that do. I mean, there's a lot of people that watch videos and they get totally disturbed, and I can kind of get it. I've watched a few videos. My first journey into really watching gamers on YouTube was the Angry Video Game Nerd, and he swears a lot. He does a lot of harsh words, and most of the time, I could take it or leave it. Sometimes I feel like maybe you're just swearing for the sake of swearing. You're just cursing or whatever, and just to appeal to a certain audience, which is okay. To me, I can take it or leave it. I don't care. I don't think it's always necessary. In fact, most of the time, I just find it a little bit redundant, especially when some people just try to copy that formula. But anyways, let's dive into the No Swear Gamers content here. I'm just going to pull it up on my screen here. So I always like to go to the About tab first, just to see what they put out there. So he's got an impressive 11,157 subscribers. That's insane. Well, it's not that insane. I know there's people that, but he's kind of like me and a bunch of other small YouTubers slowly working their way up. And so to me, who's at this point, I think I'm just a tad over 1,000. I know how hard it was to get to that first 1,000, so I can imagine how hard it would be to get to the 10,000 mark. So I'm sure he's very proud of this. It's not easy, especially in this kind of gaming world where there's lots of YouTubers out there kind of talking about the same topic. So you got a lot of competition. So it says here he joined in March 12th, 2014, right there. Again, like I said on my Atari Creep video, you never know. Like, that could just be when he set up his Google account, not necessarily the channel itself, or maybe the content or whatever. So this could just be like he wasn't doing this before 14. Yeah, and also sometimes people start uploading videos, but they don't take it seriously. I can see here in his friends list, he's got my buddy here, Willie from Arcade USA. I think I'll probably do his channel as a spotlight, and I can see a few others. G-Ray Defender in there. He's even got Dreamcast Gamer. I don't know who that is, but hey, look at that! I'm right there. I didn't know I was on there. That's cool. Atari Leaf, and my buddy Jim from Jim's Retro Zone. So he's got a lot of good people in there. So let's see in the description. I can't speak today. Family friendly, informative, and entertaining retro reviews with the No Swear Gamer contains plenty of retro goodness. I mean, right there, that's a lot of great stuff. I've reviewed games on the 2600, the 7800, the Jaguar. I've personally never seen a Jaguar, so I don't know anything about the Jaguar. The NES, the Nintendo GameCube. Again, I'm not familiar with the GameCube. I have a Wii. Sega Master System, which I really enjoy getting into. I have a Master System myself, and I have a bunch of games. I've done a few videos on them, and I got a few more coming, actually. Sega Genesis, which is a cool system. I mean, he does almost everything in the retro scene there, all the way up to PlayStation 1, and the plug-and-play systems, and he also does toys and other retro stuff, which is kind of like what I do. I love doing more than just video games. I love video games, but I also love toys. I grew up playing toys, most of us did, and I love the toys I grew up with, and so does he. I mean, he shares a lot of the same things in common. In fact, he's even on the Atari IO forums, which I was talking about earlier with the Atari Creep, and yeah, I just joined the Atari IO forums, and there's a lot of great stuff on there, and I see the No Swear Gamer is an active member of that, which is cool. So let's check his videos. I've watched a lot of his videos. I think I've watched, out of a lot of the YouTubers out there, he's probably one of the ones I've watched the most. I did watch like Angry Video Game Nerd and a lot of my other friends like the Atari Creep, like I've mentioned a few times, and Jim's Retro Zone. So I've watched a lot of my friends. So let's just see here. He's got Beam Rider on the Intellivision. He does a lot of Intellivision, Atari. I don't think he gets it really into the computer stuff, so not really into the Commodore 64 or anything like that. So he does a lot of the consoles, which is cool. And I know he doesn't do emulation. He actually connects his console up to a capture device. One thing that I've always been considering, because I do mine old school kind of ghetto way, where I just point a camera at the freaking TV, and the quality's not the greatest, and I know that. But he actually does his through capture. The only way I can get any good quality is if I actually do an emulation. So he actually plays on the real systems. And he's got the Intellivision, he's got the Atari and stuff. But he also talks a lot about, classic retro stuff. Like right here, Cooter's Place Dukes of Hazzard Museum. I mean, he gets into the Dukes of Hazzard. And this was cool. I kind of came in on one, I think it was this one here, where he was doing a live stream. He was doing it ET. So he just started doing live streaming, which is neat. And I think I remember talking to him a while ago about that, about getting into the live stream. Even when I talked with John Hancock, the immortal John Hancock, he came to me asking me about live streaming. So it's great to see some of these, more retro people getting back, getting into the live streaming. So it's not always just the modern gaming, the PlayStation 4, whatever, I don't know. All the modern stuff. But yeah, he does a lot of great stuff. He does wrestling. I've noticed he's kind of a wrestling fan. So if you're into like the old WWF wrestling, the Hulkamaniac, if you're into that kind of stuff, he really gets into that. And Hot Wheels. Yeah, he did a lot of Hot Wheels stuff. He does the minis. I mean, this guy does everything retro. If you're into like the 80s stuff, if you're into like the old retro toys, you gotta go and check this guy's content out. Really cool. I really recommend it. I've been watching him for a while now. He's been one of my inspirations for doing my videos, and like I said, he's always my go-to guy. He always seems to have it great about. In fact, there's been times where I was actually getting ready to film or whatever, do a video, and then I'd go on YouTube and I'd find he just already launched a video on the exact same thing I was just about to talk about. And I'm like, how did you do that? Are you reading my brain or something? Are we just on the same wavelength or something? But yeah, it's kind of funny. I almost, you know, a few times had to like hold out on my video because I didn't want to launch it at the same time he launched his, because then it kind of looks like I'm copying him. You know, it just sort of happened that way. But you know, we're into the same stuff, so it makes a lot of sense. Like right here, pinballing television gameplay. I just shot a video on that 2 days ago, so you know, just seeing that there just kind of freaked me out. But yeah, he gets into a lot of great stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to show off the Nosphere Gamer. I'm gonna leave a link down below. Again, he's got 11,000 subscribers. He's doing pretty well for himself. He's actually pulling in these subscribers. He even has a Patreon account if you want to subscribe to that. You know, support him. He's got that all going for himself too. Anyways, yeah, this was just my take on the Nosphere Gamer. I hope you guys check him out. I enjoy his content. I go there all the time. If you want to learn how to play a lot of old Atari games, he's the one that's really going to teach you how to play it. If you want to have some fun seeing how the game plays, I can show you that. But this guy actually can show you how to actually play the game without a manual, which is great. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe to my channel. And if you like his channel, go and subscribe to him too. Anyways, talk to you later.